I'm Sean Kilbright, Technical Marketing Manager here at NVIDIA. I want to take some time today to talk about AutoCAD 2011. We get a lot of questions about what graphics users should be using for AutoCAD. So today we thought we'd show you our Quadro professional graphics solutions and the advantages that those cards offer. So we've set up two identical sub $1,000 workstations. On the system over here on the right, we have a Quadro FX 580, which is a professional graphics solution. On the system over here on the left, we have a consumer graphics solution. Both cards are about $150. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the Quadro Professional Graphics Solutions offers in terms of performance and functionality. Let's take a look. So now that we're here, we've got our professional graphics solution right here. We've got our consumer graphics solution here. Let's take a look at what we talk about when we talk about the different visual styles that are in AutoCAD 2011. So the one that a lot of people are probably more familiar with that goes kind of historically back is the wireframe view. But nobody really wants to work like this. There's a lot of things going on. It's very cluttered, and it's not really an easy way to work. And so most people would rather work in something, say, like a 3D conceptual view, which is a much more 3D realistic view of your models here. Or else something like the 3D hidden line here, which allows us to see some of the faces, but then hides the faces that are back there behind there. And then we've got the realistic view here, which is really kind of designed to give us an approximation of what this would look like if we were to go ahead and take this and render it out. And then we've also got the shades of gray feature, which does the same thing as conceptual, but very simplified. We remove some of the colors, and it allows us to just focus on the model itself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in 3D hidden line. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the performance that we can see between the Quadro card here and the consumer card when we start looking at some of these different visual styles. Now what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a script that's going to go ahead and rotate this image through its X and Y axis, and then we're going to be able to record how many frames per second each card is able to maintain while it's performing. And let's go ahead and start them up. And what we'll see here is the Quadro card is able to just blaze through this model. In fact, it is already done. And what we're seeing here is a 6x performance advantage for the Quadro Professional solution. And this is on two cards that cost almost identical. So let's go ahead, move along, and we'll take a look at the next visual style here. And so what we have here is an example of an architectural drawing, which we're now using the conceptual mode. Now, conceptual mode is the second most popular visual style that's used by people working in AutoCAD. And it's really designed to be able to show the colors along with the solid objects within a scene. So let's go ahead and take a look at the performance level that we can get off of the two cards. So as you can see here, the Quadro card is just really blazing through this scene, and the consumer card is just completely slow. Nobody who really had a choice would want to work like this. As you can see, the Quadro card is actually already finished, while the consumer card is just still chugging away trying to process this scene. And so I think the advantage here for the Quadro card is just plain as day. The next visual style we're showing here is 3D realistic, which utilizes textures to add to the realism of the models. This can be very demanding on the GPU, so let's go ahead and see how the performance is on both of these cards. So right away we can see where the Quadro FX graphics card is performing much better than the consumer graphics solution. The card here on the left is barely able to keep up. We can really see how the performance of the Quadro card really pays off in this situation. So one of the things when we're working with a model is we want to be able to work with it the way that we've created it. And in this case, this is a 3D model. We want to be able to see it in a 3D solid view all the time. Now with the Quadro card, that's not a problem. We can go ahead and we can take this object, we can rotate it, we can manipulate it, and zoom in, take a look at different parts of the model, examine it from all sides, and we get to do that nice, smoothly, and fluidly because the Quadro card is able to keep up with a consistent frame rate and show that model nicely. Now what happens on the consumer side is that it can't maintain that frame rate. So some compromises have to be made. And the compromises are they basically dumb down the image quality until they can maintain that frame rate. And the way that you can see that is under the options here. If you look at the performance settings, you'll see that adaptive degradation is turned on. And when that's turned on, the system will be able to maintain a frame rate, but it does so by taking this image and dumbing it down to a much simpler view. And so the problem is that as we start to move around here, we lose that nice solid look that we're really looking for. We lose those neat colors. And as we pan through this, you can see that this instantly kicks down to this lower mode. And so when you're working with the Quadro card, you never have to make those sacrifices. You can work with the full visual styles that you're meant to be working with without having to dumb it back down to something simpler. So the last thing I want to talk about is touch again on the concept of certified graphics solutions. How is that important? Well, for one thing, it says that this solution has been tested by both NVIDIA and Autodesk. So how do we know whether or not you've got a certified graphics solution? Well, you can click the little button down here, it has a little microchip on it, and then open up the Performance Tuner. Click open the View Tune log, and you'll see it says your machine contains a certified 3D device with a driver version that is certified. So we've shown you a lot of things here today. We've shown you the performance value that you can get with the Quadro. We've shown you that you can get up to 6 times performance using a Quadro professional graphics solution than you can over a consumer card. We've seen that the Quadro card is a certified solution for AutoCAD 2011, which is important because AutoCAD only certifies professional solutions for use with AutoCAD. And so we can see that buying a Quadro card is really the best return on your investment because you're going to be able to work faster, you're going to get better image quality, and you're going to have less downtime because you're working with a certified solution. So if you have any questions about the things that we've shown you here today or about any of our products, feel free to check us out at NVIDIA.com.